Starting February 1st, 2026, if you show up at the airport without a real ID, you'll pay a $45 fee just to get through security. And that's just the beginning. The TSA and major airlines have quietly rolled out 10 new rules that will completely change how you travel in 2026. Some will cost you money, others could get you denied boarding, and a few might actually save you time, if you know about them. I'm breaking down all 10 rules, with the exact phrases you need to use to avoid fees and delays. Let's dive in. Rule number 1. The real ID deadline was extended to May 2025, but here's what nobody's telling you. Starting February 1st, 2026, if you don't have a real ID-compliant license or passport, you'll be directed to a biometric verification kiosk. This uses facial recognition technology to verify your identity, and it costs $45 per screening, every single time. The TSA calls it an alternative verification fee, but it's really a penalty for not upgrading your license. Here's how to avoid it. Get your real ID now. Most DMVs offer same-day appointments, and the upgrade costs $20 to $30 depending on your state. That's a one-time fee versus $45 every time you fly. If you absolutely can't get a real ID before February, bring your passport. It's still accepted at no extra charge. But if you show up with just a standard license, you're paying that $45 fee, no exceptions. Rule number 2, carry-on bags are now strictly enforced at 22 inches by 14 inches by 9 inches, and airlines are using automated systems to catch oversized bags. Here's what changed. Most airlines previously relied on gate agents to eyeball your bag. If it looked close enough, you were fine. Not anymore. Starting in 2026, digital boarding systems automatically track your bag count and size. When you scan your boarding pass, the system knows if you've checked a bag or not. If you haven't, it flags you for a carry-on inspection. At major hubs like Atlanta, Denver, and Dallas, they've installed automated bag sizers at every gate. Your bag must fit completely inside the frame. No forcing it, no angling it. If it doesn't fit, you're paying the gate check fee on the spot. That's $35 to $65 depending on the airline.
This bag has flown as a carry-on on airline name multiple times without issue. Can you verify the dimensions manually?
Pro tip, soft-sided bags compress better than hard-shell luggage. If you're a frequent flyer, invest in a bag that's exactly 21.5 by 13.5 by 8.5 inches. That half-inch buffer makes all the difference. Rule number 3, carry-on weight limits are now being enforced, and they're stricter than you think. Most U.S. airlines have always had weight limits for carry-ons, usually 35–40 pounds, but they rarely enforce them. In 2026, that's changing. Budget carriers like Spirit, Frontier, and Allegiant now weigh every carry-on at the gate. If your bag exceeds 17–22 pounds, depending on the airline, you're paying an overweight fee of $50 to $75. Even legacy carriers like Delta, United, and American are starting to enforce this on international flights. The reason? Overhead bin weight limits. Airlines are worried about structural damage from passengers cramming 40-pound bags into bins designed for 25 pounds max. Here's how to avoid the fee. Weigh your bag at home before you leave. If you're over the limit, redistribute weight into your personal item. Jackets, shoes, and electronics don't count toward your personal item weight as long as they fit under the seat. If you get caught at the gate, use this phrase: "I'd like to remove some items and reweigh my bag." Most gate agents will let you redistribute weight on the spot instead of forcing you to check the bag. Move your heaviest items, like shoes or toiletries, into your personal item or wear them on the plane. Rule number 4. Personal items are now capped at 18 inches by 14 inches by 8 inches, and they must fit completely under the seat in front of you. This is a big change. Previously, airlines were flexible about personal items. A large backpack or tote bag was usually fine as long as it wasn't obviously oversized. In 2026, airlines are cracking down because passengers were abusing the system, bringing 2 full-size carry-ons and calling one a personal item. Now, your personal item must fit entirely under the seat. If it sticks out into the aisle or footwell, the flight attendant will make you gate check it. And yes, you'll pay the $35–65 fee. Here's what qualifies: a small backpack, laptop bag, or purse. Think of it as a bag that can hold a 15-inch laptop, a book, and a water bottle. Nothing more. If you're traveling with kids, their personal item counts separately. So if you're a family of 4, you can bring 4 personal items plus 4 carry-ons. Use this to your advantage. Pack your kids' personal items with your overflow items like snacks, chargers, and extra clothes. Rule number 5. Smart luggage with built-in batteries must have removable battery packs, or it's banned from all flights, checked or carry-on. Smart luggage became popular a few years ago. These bags have built-in USB charging ports, GPS tracking, and even electronic locks. The problem? The lithium-ion batteries inside are a fire hazard. There have been multiple incidents of luggage catching fire in cargo holds. In 2026, the FAA is enforcing a strict rule. If your smart luggage has a battery, it must be removable. If the battery is permanently installed, you cannot check the bag or bring it as a carry-on. Period. Here's how to check. Look for a small compartment on your bag, usually near the USB port. If you can pop out the battery pack, you're good. If not, you'll need to buy a new bag or remove the battery permanently, which usually means cutting wires and voiding your warranty. If you're buying new luggage, look for bags with TSA-compliant removable batteries. Brands like Away, Samsonite, and Travel Pro all offer this feature now. And here's a pro tip. Remove the battery before you get to the airport. TSA agents are trained to spot smart luggage, and if they see a USB port, they'll ask you to prove the battery is removable. Save yourself the hassle and take it out at home. Rule number 6. Wheelchair assistance now requires 48-hour advance booking at most major airports. This rule is controversial, but it's being implemented to combat fraud. Airlines reported a 300% increase in wheelchair requests over the past 3 years, with many passengers requesting assistance to skip security lines, then walking onto the plane without help. Starting in 2026, if you need wheelchair assistance, you must request it at least 48 hours before your flight. You'll do this through the airline's app or website when you book your ticket. If you show up at the airport without a pre-arranged request, you may not get assistance, especially during peak travel times. Here's the exception. If you have a sudden medical issue or injury, go directly to the airline's special assistance desk, not the ticket counter. Explain your situation and provide documentation if possible, like a doctor's note or prescription. They're required to accommodate you, but it may take 30-60 minutes to arrange. If you're traveling with an elderly parent or someone with mobility issues, book wheelchair assistance when you buy the tickets. It's free and it guarantees help from curb to gate. Don't wait until the day of travel. Rule number 7. Biometric facial recognition is now standard at TSA checkpoints and boarding gates in 50+ U.S. airports. If you've flown internationally in the past few years, you've probably used facial recognition at customs. In 2026, it's expanding to domestic flights. Here's how it works. When you approach the TSA checkpoint, a camera scans your face and matches it to your ID photo in real time. No more handing your license to an agent. At the gate, the same system verifies your identity when you board. You don't even need to show your boarding pass. Just look at the camera and walk on. The TSA says this speeds up security by 30%, but privacy advocates are concerned. Here's what you need to know. You can opt out. If you don't want your face scanned, tell the TSA agent, "I'm opting out of biometric screening." They'll verify your identity manually using your physical ID. It takes an extra 30-60 seconds, but it's your right. Traveler. On screen, "I'm opting out of biometric screening." If you're okay with facial recognition, make sure your ID photo is current. If you've significantly changed your appearance, new hairstyle, weight loss, facial hair, the system might flag you for manual verification anyway. Update your driver's license photo every 4 or 5 years to avoid issues. Rule number 8. The 311 liquid rule now includes gels, creams, and aerosols, over 3.4 ounces in checked bags, with new restrictions. You've always been limited to 3.4-ounce containers in your carry-on, but checked bags had no restrictions. That's changing. In 2026, any aerosol container over 18 ounces is banned from checked luggage. This includes hairspray, deodorant, shaving cream, and sunscreen. The reason? Pressurized containers can explode in cargo holds due to temperature and pressure changes. Here's what to do. Buy travel-size aerosols or switch to solid alternatives. Solid deodorant, bar shampoo, and stick sunscreen are all TSA-friendly and don't count toward your liquid limit. If you must bring full-size products, ship them to your destination ahead of time or buy them when you arrive. Rule number 9. In-cabin pet carriers are now strictly limited to 18 inches by 11 inches by 11 inches, and they must fit completely under the seat. Airlines are cracking down on oversized pet carriers after complaints from passengers about pets blocking aisles and footwells. If your carrier doesn't fit under the seat, your pet will be moved to cargo, and you'll pay a $125 to $200 cargo fee on top of your original in-cabin pet fee. Measure your carrier at home before you fly. And here's a tip. Soft-sided carriers compress better than hard-sided ones, so they're more likely to fit under the seat even if they're slightly oversized. Rule number 10. Early boarding now costs $25.75 per person, and it's no longer included with credit card perks on most airlines. Airlines realize that early boarding is one of the most valuable perks for passengers, guaranteed overhead bin space and time to settle in, so they're monetizing it. In 2026, even premium credit cards like Chase Sapphire Reserve and Amex Platinum no longer include free early boarding on most domestic flights. You'll need to pay the fee or earn elite status. Here's the workaround. If you're traveling with kids under 2, you still get free early boarding as a family. If you're flying Southwest, their boarding process hasn't changed. Pay for early bird check-in, $15.25, and you'll board in the A group. Those are the 10 new airport rules for 2026. Some will cost you money if you're not prepared, but now you know exactly how to avoid the fees and delays. If this video just saved you from a $45 Real ID fee or a $65 gate check charge, hit that like button. It helps more travelers find this information. And subscribe to Travel Tips and FAQ because I'm tracking every new TSA rule and airline policy change in 2026. Drop a comment below and tell me which of these 10 rules shocked you the most? Or better yet, have you already been hit with one of these fees? Share your story so other travelers can learn from it. Safe travels, and I'll see you in the next video.